6:50 is the time this Friday. Your top stories in our Smart Start here at Sunrise. Happening in just a few hours. Dominic Pezzola, native of Rochester, member of the Proud Boys, will be sentenced in what is a high-profile January 6th case. In May, the jury found Pezzola and the 4 other defendants guilty on multiple charges. Pezzola was the only one of them not convicted of seditious conspiracy, a rarely brought up offense from the Civil War era. The riots took place before then President-elect Joe Biden took office as supporters of former President Donald Trump fought to keep him in the White House. 2 former leaders yesterday of the far-right extremist group were sentenced to more than a decade each in prison. Pezzola's sentencing is scheduled at 10 o'clock. The Justice Department has asked for Pezzola to get 20 years. Following a homicide this week in Rochester's Beechwood neighborhood, one group is calling for more support from lawmakers to keep those committing these crimes off of our streets. The head of the Beechwood Neighborhood Coalition says there are not enough officers able to be used to keep up with the violence. The Locust Club, the police union for RPD, says GIVE funding, which stands for Gun-Involved Elimination Money, could be used to allow the department to determine where extra help should go.
One of the best things that we can do is start to come together and support public safety. I think we've had a long enough period of time to say there's a problem and we have to address it.
The union adds give funds or grant money, making it an added resource for the department so RPD can utilize officers not on their regular time but overtime so it's not depleting their regular shifts. Former President Donald Trump has pleaded not guilty to 13 felony counts in Georgia related to an alleged scheme to overturn the 2020 presidential election in that state. Several others in this case, the 18 other defendants, have also pleaded not guilty. The judge did rule Trump's trial will be televised and live streamed. Sunrise traffic at 6:52. Busy getaway day, of course, for so many people headed out for the long Labor Day weekend. The expressways are clear. Still got that accident on the west side, though. First responders on scene: Chilai Avenue, Genesee Park Boulevard, Stanton Street. We'll check the roads again when we see you during CBS Mornings at 7:25. Summer's just about done, and we know there's a lot of excitement with the new school year approaching. There's also a real problem lingering, this shortage of teachers, whether that's people taking early retirement or just switching careers. Who's going to fill those posts? Hayden Wentworth sat down with some seniors from Nazareth University who will be there. They're studying to become teachers, Hayden.
Brennan, education majors are the future of teaching, and these students are eager to finish their own degrees in order to help others. The New York State's Teachers Union NYSET projects there is a need for roughly 180,000 new teachers in the next decade here in our state. Coming off the heels of the pandemic, those who continued their education in recent years are getting ready to graduate, bringing in a small but new mighty wave of teachers and a new teaching style. They say to help both their own education and the looming shortage districts are facing, not only are they going to classes and student teaching, but they are subbing during their free time as well. These college students, instead of solely focusing on test scores, are now paying attention to how their students' mental well-being is while in the classroom. Education majors like Maggie Davison says that's how she was taught, and she fully intends on bringing that style to her classroom.
I look at social growth, behavioral growth, like physical growth, like, hey, maybe you got 10 inches taller like this year, but just looking at the child as a whole instead of like a test score is something that I think is really important. And when I was growing up, that's what my school did for me.
Students say even though there is a large shortage right now, the teaching community has never felt closer, adding that's something to look forward to when they are starting their own careers. Brennan?
All right, Hayden, thank you for that. Happening this morning, the McQuaid cross-country team in the middle of its 43rd annual 25-hour relay as the baton keeps getting passed. Again, 25 hours started yesterday. They have at least one runner on the track taking laps at all times. They will wrap this up around 10 o'clock this morning. We've seen some of the kids out there, some coaches as well, all raising money this year at McQuaid for Veterans Outreach Center. Good for them on doing that, all for a great cause. And they've had some beautiful weather.
Oh, yeah.
Starting yesterday, you see some of the trees changing colors in the background there, and nice and cool this morning before the heat starts to build.
Yeah, there are quite a few growing collection of some orange and red leaves that are building on the weather desk, courtesy of our chief meteorologist, Eric Snyder. He reports that he found one orange leaf the other day. So that's your fall foliage update. Your weather update here, your 8-day forecast is looking toasty as we head into the next couple of days. 80s into this weekend, and then we're talking 90s to start the week out, including the school year for many of us as we start to get into what could potentially be our 17th September heat wave ever in 150 years here in Rochester. Definitely not the most common thing to see 3 days in a row of that, but that's what we got right now. We'll keep an eye on that forecast, continue to fine-tune it over the next couple of days, so stay tuned with us for that resolution by next week.
And that will do it for us here this week at Sunrise. Have a great and safe Labor Day weekend, everybody. We'll see you back here at 7:25.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.